Found this article on BuzzFeed, 15 mindless things Americans do that the rest of the world doesn't. And I was curious if it was going to be legit or not, if I was going to agree with it or not, because of course we're coming from the Canadian perspective, and so probably some of these things apply here as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of European people weighed in. I have traveled to Europe a fair number of times, so I reflected on that as I read through some of these things. All right, here's number one. Servers taking your credit card. In Europe, that would be shady for them to take the credit card away to swipe it.
Right.
I had this experience myself in Germany. And I also had an experience around tipping too, where I was looked at kind of weird for the tip that I left on a meal. Kind of like, not looked at weird. Everybody's very polite, but are you sure? Why are you doing this type of thing? You sure you won't give me that money?
Whether you think it's good or bad?
No, I'm telling you, I was at this restaurant. I was in Berlin. I left this tip, and the server was kind of shocked, and then brought the manager over to verify that that's actually what I wanted to do. And I was like, well, I didn't want this whole show. I didn't want a whole show about it. But then I had this dialogue, and I was like, yeah, it's cool, please. Anyway, but yeah, apparently if you're going to use credit card in Europe specifically, they're not going to take it away from you. The terminal's going to come to you. But even here, now that's mostly what's happening. But there was something elegant about you give the card on the little fold over thing.
Yeah.
And then they go, I don't even remember being in a restaurant for the record. Oh man. That was that's a weird memory right there. Imagining the leather flappy thing. You slide the card in the end, you put it over the edge of the table, and the server then knows. It's weird that I'm talking about this like it's a foreign thing. No, this is what used to be normal. The server notices that the card has been stuck into the leather thing. They come, pick it up, go swipe it, elegantly drop it back where you were, at which point you simply sign it, and it's over.
It's pretty smooth.
And smooth, it's better than that.
Okay.
You know how cool that whole exchange is? You just sign with the pen. It's on your terms, right? It doesn't break up the conversation, nothing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is, yes. I completely agree, and I totally get it.
But I just realized it's gone. Even here, it was a thing.
Touchy.
It was a
no
thing.
touching.
Now you touch nothing, right? And everything is tap. But what's funny about it is there's no discreet way of doing it. When that terminal shows up, it wrecks the whole thing. Giant terminal.
Completely derails the conversation.
Yeah,
it's like, hold on, let me get out my phone and tap.
Yeah, it's a whole swipe, scan, blah, whatever you're doing to initiate. I know we're nitpicking here, but for those youngsters that will never experience the leather envelope, man, you could be smooth with all that. And then people would also argue over the bill.
Yes.
They go, let me get that. And they would grab it first.
Can get aggressive.
Look at us. We're so nostalgic over here.
Yeah. We're old.
Anyway, the signing thing has been gone for a really long time in Canada because of PIN numbers. But the PIN thing took a while to take off in the States. I recognize this. So that's number two, needing to sign. Here's one, not needing to flag down the server. So a lot of non-American restaurants expect you to flag down the waiter for the final bill. So apparently in the U.S., you get the bill. I guess that's the same as here. You just get the bill at a certain point. The waiter or waitress will be paying attention to when you're finished and then just bring the bill. In Europe, in certain places, particularly Italy, I'm sure a lot of other places, you would sit for a much longer time given a meal. You would hang out.
Right.
And then the only way the server knows you want to bounce is not necessarily just because you stopped ordering things, but you actually flag them down. Like, I'm ready for the bill. So that's an interesting difference. I'm sure our European friends can weigh in on that. Having long elections, holidays, sports, the extreme importance of sports. Yeah, of course. Using terms like freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. That's pretty American. And then this one, adding tax on the price tag. So in certain places, tax is included in the price.
Right.
So you actually see what you're about to pay. Of course, in the U.S. and Canada and many other places, it's not till you check out, then you see the full amount.
Yep.
These are just some subtle differences. I don't know what BuzzFeed is up to. Bumper stickers, they say, are American. Playing the national anthem before sporting events. flying flags in general, tipping. This was the experience that I had that I mentioned. The awkwardness around tipping or the necessity of tipping. Tipping culture, huge in North America. Jaywalking. In Europe, you got small streets, you're jaywalking all the time.
Right.
Over here in some places, you're not supposed to cross over there. I like this one. Knowing the names of drugs. Americans who are not doctors, pharmacists, or nurse, or someone working in healthcare still know the names and uses of a variety of pharmaceuticals. Well, that's pharmaceutical advertising, which isn't legal in a lot of places, but of course is in the U.S., making you aware of all kinds of variety of drug products.